Aquí en esta gran ocasión. And that means thanks to everyone for being here on this grand occasion. Especially Zach Peterson. You have to ask him about that joke later. So, seriously, it's been a wonderful week here. Beautiful day today. And I want to shout out to Gabby and Danny and thank them. That's worth a round of applause.
Yeah.
And of course the staff, who have been absolutely wonderful. It's been off the charts ever since the minute we got here, and even before, to be honest with you. So, and, you know, whatever, if you think about it in your social media or TripAdvisor or whatever, give them a shout out. I think that would be a nice way to thank them as well. So, so on that note, I also want to say thanks so much to Sam and Katie for all the hard work they put into this as well. All the spreadsheets, the phone calls, the transportation, God knows what else went into this. It wasn't Julie and I, it was you guys, and thanks so much, and everybody appreciates that. So, we've been together 11 years. So that's kind of amazing. We were wondering when they finally tied the knot. So, and it was about a year ago, and Julie was visiting her mom in Lexington, and I was home alone, and I get this text from Sam. And it said, "Mike, can I talk to you?" And I thought, oh God, he blew out his knee. This is going to be bad. I said, yeah, absolutely. Give me a call. So he calls, and he said, you know, very sweetly, "I'm crazy about Katie, and I hope that, and, how do you feel if I ask her to marry me?" And I thought, and I paused, and I said, "But what about your knee?" So, anyway, going back, the first date was rollerblading. It was a hot summer day. They were out for a very long time. They stopped to rest at Kimberly Lane by our house. And struggling to find the right words to express herself, Katie vomited all over the parking lot. She had to call Julie to pick her up. So, and that was middle school. So they stayed together through all the ups and downs of high school. Like Max said, the dances, recitals, sports, and they both had their share of character-building summer jobs. So one of my favorite stories about Sam's jobs was when he got work at a local greenhouse. It was the first day, and it was a typical guy summer job, landscaping and stuff. And Sam's driving around and with the boss, and the boss gets pulled over because the trailer with all the equipment on it was kind of unsafe. So the cops pulled him over, and then they did a check, and there were outstanding warrants on the driver. So they immediately arrested him and stopped the car, or took the keys to the truck and left Sam at the side of the road. So Sam called the boss's brother, who came to pick him up and had another set of keys. And when the cop left, they just drove the truck home. So Sam put in a good hard 12 hours that day, and weeks later, he had to meet the owner in a bar to get his pay, which was $40. And that was it. So needless to say, things have gone up a little bit since then. So Katie's summer jobs included Caribou and even Potbelly for a while. But one of the nicer ones she had later in college was a hostess at Fogo de Chao. And I think she knows right now where I'm going with this. So that's this upscale Brazilian steakhouse kind of place. And it was there that, well, sorry Sam, she had a fling. This handsome guy came in with his buddies. His name was Bruno Mars. And it was right after his concert in town. She got the menus, waited for the table, and waved him over. Okay, that was pretty much it. Katie thought it was a fling. Okay, the fling was more of a moment. The fling was more of a moment, but, well, it was really just a headband. Right? But we're pretty sure a few of his songs were about Katie since then. And she said his last words to her were, "I should have bought you flowers and held your hand." Should have gave you all my hours when I had a chance. Well, Sam, you dodged that bullet. You got through it. She chose you, and we're all here today to celebrate it. So they were, as Max said, they were at separate colleges for freshman year. And Sam took the bus from Minneapolis to Ann Arbor twice. That's a 14-hour bus ride, okay? If that's not love, I don't know what it is. And then it was inevitable that they would fix that situation. And the next year, Katie transferred back to the U, and they have been tight as can be ever since. So so Katie did well in college. She's got her solid start as book editor, and she works remotely in Chicago, but it's a really good start. It was kind of her dream job to get in, so she cracked that. And Sam's no slouch either. So he went to college with a year under his belt that he put in high school, and then got his BA from Carlson, and then passed his CFA exams, and he's on his way up the ladder in an upward moving job in Chicago.
Yuppies.
So you two are so in love and so dedicated to each other. You are an inspiration for all of us. And I guess it's time. Art, this is the most important job. All right, thank you for shaking hands. So, all right, let's all toast them, okay, to a happy, wonderful, and fulfilling life for you both.
Here, here.
Perfect.
Donnie! Hey, Donnie!
All right, all you jerks. Just kidding. Love you guys. First of all, I'd like to thank Sam and Katie for setting this up, this incredible adventure, and I think we're all blown away. It's just crazy. So, thank you, Sam and Katie. Secondly, I'd like to thank Mike and Julie for their generosity in hosting this event. Thank you very much.
Mike and Julie.
Absolutely. And more importantly, I'd like to thank you for raising such a beautiful, intelligent, and fun daughter. We love her. I'd also like to thank the staff. A lot of them are over here.
Yeah. Poncho, Ricky, Danny, Richie, Charlie.
I mean, they're the nicest, hardest working people on this earth. I really, truly believe that. And lastly, I'd like to thank all of you for coming here. I mean, it's crazy to see all you guys. I mean, we saw you, a lot of you, like growing up. And I think just this kind of a turnout is just a testament to like how much they mean to all of us. I mean, it's just, they've touched us. They really have. So thank you all. So, when Sam was young, I was lucky enough to be one of his hockey coaches for several years. And I was always so proud of him. I mean, he was not only a great player,
Nope, you're good.
Great player, but he was also a team leader and a great teammate. And it was just so much fun. And I'll never forget the last game that I coached you. And I don't know if you remember this, but after the game, Sam was always like one of the last kids out of the locker room, right? Because mostly he was talking a lot. But it was our last game, and I don't know if Sam really knew this, but I knew it was probably the last game that I coached him. And so we had this moment, and I don't know if I can make it, but we had this moment, and it was just awesome. It was just the two of us in this empty locker room, right? And then Sam finally left, and I turned off the light, and I stood there for a moment, just like reflecting on what a great time all these years were together. And it just means so much to me. You know, it was just awesome. So, next page. So, anyway, I stood there in this dark locker room, right, just reflecting on what a great time we had together. And I'm so grateful for those years. But I realized that it was the end of an era. And in effect, what we're doing today is we're turning off the light in the locker room. Okay, so we can look back. We've had these awesome experiences with Sam and Katie. All of us have. But, you know, and we can be grateful. We can look back. We can be grateful for those times. But today is really more about what's ahead of us. And I think everybody here will agree that they have just a super bright future. I mean, right? Am I right? And I know that all of us are just going to have so many more great experiences, but it's going to be with them together, and that's awesome. So, anyway, moving on. I think, you know, although Katie's been like a daughter to us for a very long time, we're thrilled to officially welcome her into our family. And she is definitely going to add a touch of grace to our family. Ooh. And those of you who know our family know how much we need that.
Whoa.
Nancy has done her time raising 3 boys, and now she's been rewarded with 2 beautiful daughters, Kate and Olivia. And we love you guys so much. And we are proud of them, but also we are proud of so many of you here today. We've had the privilege of watching so many of you guys grow up. And it's just amazing to see how well everybody's doing. And you guys are doing great. The staff has talked about how great you all are, how polite you are. You're successful. And so give yourselves a round of applause, because that's awesome. So in closing, I'd like to share something that I wrote. This is going to be hard to get through. In Katie's guest book at her high school open house. And I don't know if you remember, Katie, but and I'm not going to put you on the spot, don't worry. But when I wrote something like, you know, and first of all, keep in mind, she's going to Michigan, Sam's going to stay here. And what I wrote was, no matter where life takes you, or no matter where life leads you, you're always going to have a special place in our hearts. And I'm so glad it led you here, Katie. It really is. So let's raise a glass to Sam and Katie. May you have a long life together, filled with love, laughter, and good health, forever and always.
Cheers.
Hello. I'm a little younger, so I have my speech on my phone. But thank you, Mike, and thank you, Don, for the words. That part about grace, I'm not really sure what that was. I think you have plenty of Katie's and everything. So, but I'm Zach. I'm Sam's older brother. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to say a few words about Sam.
We don't mind.
That'd be good.
Go ahead.
So growing up with Sam was interesting. We lived together involuntarily growing up, and voluntarily after college. And something about Sam is he's responsible. He is hardworking. It seemed like growing up, whenever I was doing something irresponsible, he was doing something responsible. And when I was burning down the neighbor's tree, he was probably studying something. So as time goes on, Sam still this is the trend, Sam is still responsible and very hardworking. I'm getting a little better. I'm thinking about burning down the neighbor's tree still. But I don't think I'm going to do it. But, Sam has kept this with him, and he actually caught up to me and graduated college the same time that I did, and which is nice, or I pretended it was. And then we decided to live together, which was really great, and we've had a really great relationship. And Sam, still continues to be the man. He's still super there. He's there for everybody, and he continuing to be a hardworking, responsible individual that he is. He signed up for the CFA, which is a financial exam that's pretty tough to get through. I signed up for it too, but when I heard that there are 3 big exams that you have to take. They're like all day exams. You sit down, I don't even know how long it took you, like 3 years or so, but it's because you take them and there's a stat out there that 10% of people can pass the exam all the way through. And when I read that stat, I thought Sam's gonna be in that group, and he was. So this was great for him, bad for me. And because he got through, which is awesome, but his studies came back home with him and irritated his then roommate, me, because things changed a little bit. We didn't order pizza because we wanted pizza for dinner. We ordered pizza because there's a value add. There's a coupon out there, and this made a value add, and you didn't put 3 pieces of pizza in a container because that's what you wanted for lunch tomorrow. It was because it was $2.50, and if you put too much in there, then you weren't eating lunch for the rest of the week. So everything was value add. Is there value add over here? Yes, no. I was like, everything's a spider chart. Yes, no, value, yes, value, and it got out of control.
Out of control.
He has to deal with it, But the reason that I bring this up is, I'm sure it's really obvious why I told this story, because value add. Value add is why we're all here today. Value add is something that Katie has shown to Sam, and Sam has been there also for Katie. They provide each other with so much. They're there for each other. They provide so much value to each other. And this is something that I think is I'm incredibly proud. I'm super happy that Katie's in our family. And what is more value added than this? We're all here today. So.
All right.
So here's Sam and Katie. I'm so happy. I don't. Right.
Here. For Aaron.
Cheers. Love you guys so much. Thank you for all this.
Here.
Just by how that works. But anyway, it's good to see everyone here. I'm glad you guys can make it. I'm glad I can make it even. So it's nice to catch up with the old friends, meet the new friends, the Wordicks. Met most of you guys this weekend, so it was fun to meet you guys. You guys are great. Proud, happy to have you guys, in our lives now. So with the old friends, I learned a lot about Sam this weekend. Just with the stories I asked, I was like, what's one thing I don't know about Sam? Like, tell me his college stories. That's what I want to know. And I learned a lot about him and Katie, but if there was one theme, there's one central theme in those stories, it was, wow, these two people are very, very competitive people. And growing up with Sam, I kind of learned that the hard way. Whether it was playing ping pong in our grandma's basement or just playing video games, we never really played for fun. It was always, I beat you, and most of the time I was the loser, but that's okay, I was the younger brother. Once we got older, that competition kind of stuck with us, and we actually ended up playing hockey together in a rec league when we were in high school, I think. And Sam got that hard job of protecting his little brother, who kind of had a big mouth, but wasn't big.
Kinda.
So if I hit someone, I'd know that I'd get hit back, but then also Sam would hit them even harder. So that was nice to have. But Sam's not the only competitive person in this relationship. Katie, growing up, obviously a star student, but also a showstopper, and on the dance team. So, I mean, growing up, that's cool to see, and now that they're married, they're in the corporate world, and they're doing amazing there, and I can't wait to see what the next step is. I know you guys are going to be successful, and I know you guys are going to keep climbing, so let's raise a glass.
All right.
Cheers.
How do you stop it?
You just saying that? You can't stop it or just do it.
So I am older than Aaron, older than Aaron, but apparently also older than Zach, so I've got the paper up here. This is the second wedding that I have been to in my adult life. I think that in everybody's lives, we have these wedding decades, where you maybe in your childhood just go to weddings with your parents and that's that. You go through high school, college, see all your friends go off and start their careers, and then you get your first wedding invitation for one of your friends. And then every year after that, there's 2 to 3 weddings, and there's everyone, you have to go to everybody's wedding because you love all of them. And it just seems like they're never ending. Steve, I think, will be at 9 by the end of March, including this wedding, for his young adult life.
Season.
So, my first wedding in my young adult life was for a friend of mine from summer camp, and I was just a guest. So I went from the maximum expectation of attendance to being the maid of honor for my sister's wedding. I was terrified. I did not need to be though, because for me, being the maid of honor, what I've always seen it as is you troubleshoot problems that are happening, you're there for the bride, you are the go-to person. And I didn't realize this is such a group effort, and everyone here has been so helpful in helping me become a maid of honor and for setting this all up. It takes a village, and this is your village. So thank you for clapping, it gives me time to read my notes. This community of chosen and blood family has not only come here to gather for your wedding, but everyone here has been witness to your relationship since it began. And whether or not you realized this relationship, the past 11 years has been your time to prepare for your marriage. You have been building, piece by piece, this amazing foundation for which you can launch yourselves through the threshold of marriage. Everyone has watched you go through all these different milestones. Some of these milestones have been really great and exciting. Some of them have felt less like milestones and more like trials, like when Katie went to college, not as fun. But then there were also a lot of them that were really great and scary, like moving to Chicago together and planning a wedding. I think that a marriage should be built on a foundation of love, trust, and respect. And the foundation that you two have built for each other over the past years is unparalleled. And I am so excited for you both to go through this next chapter in life together. So, to the next chapter.
Here, here.